Welcome to the Cougar Connection podcast. Today we are talking to the September Teacher of the Month, Mr. Crause. Congratulations and thank you for spending some time with me today. So the first question, we're just going to figure out what inspired you to become a teacher.
I think just my mom was a teacher when I was younger, and also so she brought kids over to the house and like worked with them, and just kind of always wanted to be a teacher since then.
So that's like, I've always wondered if a lot of kids here have their parents or whatever as their teachers. A lot of, I feel like, grade school teachers have kids that I would have remembered, whatever. So I always thought that would be a reason that they would want to become a teacher, but then also growing up, I realized that might be a reason why they wouldn't want to become a teacher too.
Depends. Yep.
If you could change your grade level or what subject you teach, like what would it be?
I wouldn't. I've done other things. I've taught all types of things. I found what I wanted to do, which is high school history. Most of my teaching career, I was a middle school special education teacher, and I also did a year with grade school special education. So I found exactly what I want to be. I'm not even going to imagine it changing anymore.
Well, that's what I always say. I would love to become a teacher, but I really like money.
Yes, and we don't have any.
No. But if I were to become a teacher, I would become a high school history teacher.
Yep, good.
Because I'm like, I really like history, and I really enjoy learning history, but I don't think I can do with, like, small children, and I don't think I can do with middle schoolers.
I agree.
So I think I could handle high school, but it's still a little rough still.
Yep.
What life lessons has prepared you for this time in your life?
Honestly, I don't really know. It's just like keeping your head up and being willing to get back up. Like, again, this is not my first year teaching. This is like my 9th year teaching, and it took me doing multiple jobs that I just didn't like in order to find something that I actually wanted to do. So I would probably, life lesson, suggest just keep your head up, stand up more than you fall down, and when you find something what you want to do, just keep doing it.
Yeah. See, I always, obviously I don't know what it was like for, like, how you taught or whatever whenever you were any other kind of teacher because you weren't here.
Yeah.
But when I'm in Mr. Olson's 5th hour and I hear you teaching because of that weird wall thing, I always feel like you are so energized and, like, you want to teach the kids and you're, like, teaching them in ways that everyone can learn and not just, like, the way that you feel comfortable teaching. You kind of adjust to every to every kid.
I agree. It's like some people really think like history is boring, so I try to make it like personal to them to where like they can see themselves in these people's shoes from different times in history.
Oh, I haven't really thought about it that way, but that would be a good way for people to, like, cling on to it, you know?
Yep.
Do you have a favorite quote that you would want your students to remember about this time in their life, about high school?
Probably not really. I think most quotes that the kids have, it's got to have personal meaning to them. So as long as they like read people who say good quotes, who are smart and who know about life, then they can find one that probably most resonates with them. Like I like the Dr. Seuss stuff, the Abraham Lincoln stuff, but I don't have any great ones. Actually, there is a quote that I see over there. It was, "You miss 100% of the shots you don't take." Wayne Gretzky, Michael Scott.
Yep.
That would probably be it.
I mean, it's 100% true. Yep. But I feel like especially with history, you learn some things about some great things, you learn some things about some not so great things, and then you get inspired and you think, oh wow, well, like if they did this, maybe I could do something just a little bit different, but it still would work, and maybe I could.
Yeah, history doesn't work unless you learn from the mistakes of others and the good of others. And like I really want people to know that the people in the past are just people, just like you are. So like if any of them have goals of doing great things, it's just like someone who did it 50 years ago.
Yeah.
Just you got to get up and do it.
Yeah. Can you tell me what your very first job is?
Very first job, I think, I was a soda salesman at Robin Roberts Field, Springfield Capitals. I used to go and I walked around, and I couldn't talk to people at all before that. I was majorly shy,
Yeah.
but I got a job selling soda, so I got to be really loud and obnoxious and outgoing. So that kind of helped me create a persona.
Yeah.
It's a great job. Loved it.
See, I'm looking back and I'm thinking about in however many years, if I ever get asked this question, I'm going to say I worked at an ice cream shop.
There we go.
It was a pretty dang good ice cream shop if you ask me.
There we go. Extra food.
Yes.
Yep.
So I'm a superstitious person. My whole family is. So this is a kind of a question that came from me and really nobody else but me.
Yep.
Do you have any traditions or superstitions that you do on the first day of school, or really any day of school, honestly? Like, just whatever you do.
I don't really have traditions or superstitions. I like to, get to know as many people as possible because I've been at different schools, so I need to learn all the people. So when I first, start, I like to just, hey, how was your summer, blah, blah, blah. Just get to know everybody and, not be just a teacher who doesn't speak with students. So I like to try to, as a special education teacher in the past, I kind of felt like I would just, this is my job here, and the other kids don't know me. So now that I'm not that, I like to get out and talk to everybody. So again, just interact with people, let them know I'm there is usually what I do.
Yeah. I have never taken any class with Mr. Crause, ever. Well, he's only been here, this is his second year here. But I haven't taken a class with him, and I probably won't at my time at Illini Central. But every time I walk in his classroom, maybe to give someone something, or maybe it was to just remind him about the podcast today or whatever, we've never had a class together, but it feels like we have. Because you're always like, Kamber, you can't come in here if you're not going to say hi to me. You can't come in here if you're not going to say bye to me, And it's just, and in the hallways and everything, you always ask me, how's my day, or how was my summer, how was my weekend, whatever. So I really feel like I have had a class with you, but then I realize, Kamber,
I think it's important that just everybody feels welcome at school.
Yeah.
I try to do that for everybody.
Yeah, I think you do a really great job of that, because I certainly feel welcomed.
Thank you.
Especially with you right next to the door in the morning. How has technology changed the way you teach? Because from COVID, just the way I learn is so much differently now from before COVID to now.
Honestly, I don't think it's changed much because I've always been really technology driven. When you're learning about history, and especially more so now than before, in order to get the kids into the experience of something, you listen to a primary source, you listen to a speech, you watch a video so they can have the experience. When I was a kid, it was different. We watched some movies, but we also just read out of a textbook, and I don't think kids relate to that as much. So I like to give them the firsthand experience, and that involves listening to speeches, watching stuff from that time period. So just a lot of putting them in the shoes of other people.
Yeah. See, that's what some subject I feel like Spanish, I couldn't do anything online for that class at all. I wouldn't be able to do it. I would persevere. Yeah. But in the beginning, it would be super tough for me. But for history, if you gave me an online assignment or something, or there's a documentary that you wanted us to watch or something, then I would have the time of my life doing that, because I feel like it just depends on the subject, and I feel like history has a really cool
it's
way
more visual and auditory rather than just reading.
Yeah. So once again, congratulations, Mr. Crause, on your accomplishment, and thank you so much for spending the time to sit down with me today. Make sure to look out for the next Cougar Connection podcast coming soon to you.